All right. I think I got the camera right. Make sure my audio is right. I think it's a little bit too low. Got a little thunderstorm going out there today. Of course, it's been raining in Ohio nonstop. It figures, but we'll get this started. What's going on, y'all? It's good to see everybody. Appreciate you stopping in tonight. What's going on, everybody? Yep. Matt, Scott, good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Oh, yeah, that audio. Yeah, that not. All right. So, had an eventful weekend. We headed up to the Ford World Headquarters, I guess they call it. I guess that's just like the main building and stuff. So, we attended the Motor City Fox Fest like we had talked about last Sunday. So it was a really, it was like 4-hour trip for us, me and Katie, and man, I got a chance to. It's kind of crazy how you make memories with your Fox bodies, and this is kind of what the topic is tonight. But like you make memories with these cars, like they're like practically family, you know what I mean? And it's just like you go to these events, especially big ones. Like some of the big ones I've been to, like, Foxtoberfest was like 800, 1,000 Fox bodies or whatever. But there's just not enough time in the day. I didn't even get a chance to walk around and see everything. But that doesn't mean it wasn't fire. I think we filled up the back parking lot of the Ford headquarters. So that was definitely worth going to. What would have been killer in the middle of all that is a nice ice cream truck. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I ain't complaining. I'm not saying anything, but man, I'll tell you what, a nice little ice cream truck in the middle of that shit would have been, they'd have sold out of ice cream in the first couple hours. It was so hot, but you know what? You got a lot of sun that day. It was like the complete opposite. This past week, it was like the complete opposite from 2024, where it was an absolute monsoon. Like it was freaking crazy. Like just rained like you wouldn't believe. So I did catch a little bit of footage. I do want to share with some of y'all one of the coolest parts I thought of the whole event. And as you guys know, that we've been messing with an SSP pretty good, trying to get that thing on the road, trying to get that thing to race with. So give me a second here. Let me find it. Try to find, there he goes. 8150. This is probably one of the coolest things I actually got a chance to catch this. Last year it was a little bit bigger, but it hadn't, it was bigger, meaning that it had like more. I think there was more Mustangs in it, but some of these cruisers are still in like service. The guy from Michigan that I talked to was actually, I think it was the guy who owned it. There was like a real state boy, like in the car, like next to it. So it was pretty cool. I don't think he owned it though. But he had mentioned that some of those cars are still in service. So, and then you can see we were behind the back in the background was the headquarters, a really big building. And this parking lot extended, half a mile to the right, and it had row after row after row. And it was full. We had rare Fox bodies. We had all the Fox bodies 79 to 04. I know a lot of folks talk about, well, Fox bodies are only 79 to 93. That's not the case, guys. And any Ford engineer at Ford headquarters there will tell you that's, the Fox platform went to 04, and then there was the Thunderbird and the Mark 7 and, the Fairmonts, the Zephyr's, there was more than just one. So I wanted to show you guys that. I thought that was one of the coolest things. I was super busy, so didn't get much of a chance to get a whole lot of footage. There's going to be some good footage. I've seen some of the other content creators walking around like OG, Superfly, and, the infamous project, 417 Fox, just to name a few, Brother Tom. They're going to have some pretty good footage of the whole event for the most part, I would expect to see. So I'll make a little bit of a montage, a little bit of a video, and do it on a side day, something not on a normal load, and see, do a little short or whatever. But anyways, topic at hand, obviously we're doing some shop talk. And, we always do this on Sundays. So I appreciate you guys. Big shout out to my sponsors with, Tremec McLeod, Team Z, Hanlon Motorsports, Stiflers, just to name a few, Anderson Ford Motorsports. Sean 5-0 in the house. What's going on, brother? KK Garage, Vance Cooper in the house. Good to see you guys. So, I thought about, when we were talking, like I did a podcast with 5-0 Asylum a couple weeks ago, and we talked about like, just get to know the people that, you might be subscribed to or follow or whatever. And one of the things we talked about was a couple of memories that we had with our Foxbody Mustangs. I mean, it really wasn't the topic at hand, but it kind of turned into that. You know what I mean? In these cars, like when we're building these cars, and it's just like, we put our passion and our time and money, and they're literally like family with us. And, especially the two behind me, these cars will go to my grave with me. And, we'll never get rid of these two because they've been such an intricate part of my life and, pretty much my family's life too. At this point, it's, I'm going to always race and or car show and or cruise and enjoy my car. I mean, like Brother Tom's shirt said, my car, my story type of shit. And it's just like, that's exactly, a simple phrase like that is exactly what we're talking about here on the channel when we're doing the black car behind me. You're just kind of building it my way. And that's what if I could influence you on anything, it's just like my car behind me is never, ever going to be like a show car. It's not going to have a perfect paint job. It's got paint peeling and shit everywhere. There's nicks and dings and, everything has a story, and it's got its original paint. It looks good enough to at least show some, most people, and, we enjoy it and we drive the shit out of it. So, yeah. So if you have any, tech stuff you guys want to talk about, with the channel, I'm always open to speaking on live stream. I just want to catch up with you guys. This past week, we've been working on the budget 88 axle. We got to the point where we got it braced up. Now the next iteration is going to be, doing the differential and rebuilding the rest of the axle and getting those Explorer ones to fit. But anyway, it's called the Glass House. Is that what it's called? That big building? Yeah, you had mentioned something about your dad spent like 30 years there. What's up, KK Garage? Matt Hopkins, you see that Fox that was making 3K horsepower? No, I didn't get it. Honestly, I didn't get a chance to walk around at all. I mean, I wanted to make sure that, if somebody came over and, said hello in the booth, that I had a chance to say hello to them. So, how's it going from Windsor? What's up, 86 Fox Bod? Good to see you, bro. So I narrowed the car issues down to, I think the A9L took a shit. I got to order a new one. Might be time to start thinking about, maybe a Terminator X as well too. But anyways, we were going to talk about this. What's some of the most memorable memories that you guys had in your Fox bodies? I mean, maybe some of you guys, I'm just going to name a few that I've been, I actually mentioned it, like I said, with 5-0 Asylum. I talked to, John Brooks and Tom War Admiral had a chance to be on their podcast. We talked about, something that happened to me a long time ago that kind of changed my life in a Fox body. It was a kind of a life-changing experience, you could say. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but these cars, like I tell you, we spend our time, our money, and, we try to budget and schedule family. Like this weekend, you have to budget that time and schedule that time to go away from your normal life to go to some events like this. And are they worth it? Hell yeah, they're worth it. You get a chance to say hello to friends and make new connections and new friends. And yeah, I mean, but some of my most memorable memories are, and I'm only going to name a few of them. You guys can rattle yours off in chat if you'd like. But one of my oldest memories was when my dad, I picked up this 82 Mustang, or it was an 80 Mustang, and it was a converted 5.0 Mustang here in town. And it had a it had an axle in it, but I had, just like most the folks here in town, or, on the internet, they try to find mods for it. Right. So I never forget, I bought the 80, brought it home, and the first thing I was talking to my buddy in town, Mustang Mike, who was like the guy to beat. He had a 86 Foxbody at the time, and this car was carbureted. It was in nice shape, had a 289 in it. And remember, we lived in this like farmhouse, and I was only like, barely 20. And they told me to get 373 gears. So I'd call the junkyard, and they would be like, hey, I need an axle 373. So they ended up selling me like a 7.5 axle, like some shit out of a truck or something. I don't even remember. But I got it to fit into the car, and I never forget that the gear ratio was so damn high for whatever reason. It had a C4 in it that my dad helped me tow dolly the car to the track. And that was a debacle. I mean, we had to disconnect the drive shaft. I had no damn money. I mean, the axle was like $100, and I didn't even tear it apart. It's probably one of my oldest memories with my father working on like a car that I just started getting into. Like, I never was into mechanics until I got out of high school. You know what I mean? Like, when I started going to college, and I played football at college, but when I would come home, I would mess with cars, and all my friends in town were messing with cars, and we would hang out and shit. And there's a lot of memories from hanging out. And this one guy had Paul Schellenberger. He had like an 88 GT. I think it was emerald green. It might have been black. I don't remember. But his car was fast as hell, and he would just cruise it with his girl. But long story short, we would all go to the track on Wednesday, and I wanted to represent. And I'll never forget that. It took us forever to get there. We had to tow dolly the damn car there. I didn't have no damn trailer, but my dad helped me, and that's what I kind of got from that. I had a couple of my oldest memories are from that. Anyways, what's up, MJP? Boosted 931. What's up, brother? Your first? No, it wasn't my first Mustang. It was probably, well, one of my next memories would probably be one of my first Foxbody ones. Like, I did buy one that got hit by a deer in the front, and I tried to fix it. It didn't end up working super well. It was an 86. I'll just tell you real quick. I ended up buying it from a gentleman down the street from where I lived, and he had hit a deer with it. He had another Foxbody about 30 minutes from us, and he was selling it at his girlfriend's house, which was kind of sketchy to begin with. But I never forget, like, I try to keep this shit budget as hell, bro. I tell you what, I almost had a heart attack because the car transmission was broken because somebody put like gear lube in it and shit. And I remember calling up a junkyard, and the guy out in Conneaut had a transmission that just came out of a wreck 92 or something. And I'll never forget when he told me on the phone, I was like, hey, I'm looking for a transmission for this. And we got to talking. It was a 5-speed, whatever. He's like, yeah, I want $600 for it. I'm like, and I mean, mind you, this is in like, I don't know, 2001, whatever. I almost had a heart attack. I mean, I'm a college kid. I'm on a ramen noodle budget, bro. So I ended up scraping some money together. I sold my speakers or some shit. I had these like 12s or some shit. Like, I don't know if you guys had like systems in your car. Like it was something that I took from another car and put it in the Mustang. Was it a mistake? But ended up getting rid of that stuff and ended up bringing the transmission home, putting gear lube in it, had no idea what the hell I was doing because world classes don't take gear lube. Drove it 3 miles down the street, locked it up, was mad at the guy, ended up finding out years later that it was my own damn fault, but he still took care of me. So that's something I take from that is even when it was my fault, the guy still took care of me. And I kind of carry that with my channel. You know what I mean? I kind of carry that with my business. It's like, just make it right with people, even when they're wrong, you know what I mean? So my most memorable was my dad helping me on my 84 Fox and him watching me race it and him driving it a few years before he passed. That's awesome, dude. My best moment I had is when I walked a C6 Corvette. That's what I'm talking about. In my 358, 80 millimeter, 7800. All right. Well, that Corvette didn't see that shit coming, did he? Okay, so KK asked a question real quick. I have a question. I bought a Mega Squirt for my wife's car because it's an 88 GT with speed density. She wants a cam. My question is, will the speed density AOD wiring harness work without any issues? You get into the camshafts, you're going to get into some problems with this speed density. I definitely wouldn't put a aftermarket camshaft on a speed density. They actually made speed density camshafts. Technically, your best bet, you could get away with a stock cam, you could get away with a Cobra cam, or even Explorer cam. You can put some 1.7 rockers, 1.72 rockers on it. It'll give it a little more oomph. But speed densities definitely was entry level fuel injection. So your best bet is to either convert to either go carburetor or convert to mass air or put a terminator in it. In my opinion, you start getting into camshafts. You know what I mean? You can do a lot of stuff to speed density. You can put, headers on them. You can put rockers on them. You can put cylinder heads on them for the most part. But once you start getting out of the realm of a 19-pound injector, then you start losing. You see what I mean? You could make 300 wheel on a speed density system with stock injectors and a stock cam. Just depends on the combo. So man, I was driving to the show Saturday. This tow truck was towing an all-wheel drive 300 in the freeway. Man, them front tires were doing 70, being a total. Yeah, listen, I blew a tire on the way. Michigan roads is freaking terrible. Like, I can't tell you how bad. Like, it was. I think I jumped my truck and trailer again on the way to Michigan. It's ridiculous. And I bent a spindle on my trailer about a year ago, and I think it was when I was driving home with Dan Watts Racing from the 2024 show. We both hit this bump that literally we jumped our truck. I mean, my truck bounced, and I think my trailer went with it. And I tell you what, I got another flat, which is the second flat I've gotten, and a bent spindle. Traveling to Michigan, it's crazy, man. I've been Florida, Tennessee, Texas, all over the East Coast. Go up to Michigan and blow my shit up. Excited to finally make it out to some points race this weekend. Hope to make it out for testing Friday, a little more dial in. So we are doing we'll talk about that here in a minute, but we are doing another points race this weekend. I watched Hanlon's A9L versus A9P video and realized that this is why I'm knockout rated 5.3 crap. Yeah, I got you. 2 JL audios. I got 2 JL audio 10s in mine. So I was on a ramen noodle shoestring budget. Like, literally, I worked at the local shop and save. We made like $8 an hour, maybe. I remember I had 2 12-inch Jensen, and I had a Rockford Fosgate amp that I had forever. And I even blew it up and fixed it. I don't know how, but I think I found a trace in there, and that's kind of like how I learned how to solder a little bit. You know what I mean? There's all these little experiences in life that you figure out, that like make and shape what you do. And I never forget. We used to bridge my amp. I used to have Jensen 12-inch subwoofers. I built the box with the body sealer inside. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I think we had what was that? Starts with a K. Kenwood. I had a Kenwood CD player. My dad gave me an 88 Foxbody for my 38th birthday a few years ago, and I have done a lot of work. Nice. Brought us closer. That's what I'm talking about, man. It's just like these cars are part of your family, and like some of my best memories, to be honest with you, of Foxbodies were with my father that I never really do Foxbody shit with too much. You know what I mean? Like, I just told you the story about the axle. Another story is, back when I was a little punk teenager, I needed to have a Nintendo, bro. Like, everybody in school had a Nintendo. They had Mike Tyson's Punch Out. They had freaking, Tech Mobile, bro. I played a bunch of little video games when I was younger. Had to have a Nintendo. So my dad had a 65 Buick that was his project car. Some of you guys might have heard this story. In the same exact spot that I was just telling you that we changed an axle in. And we didn't have enough money. Like, my dad was a janitor and my mom was like a nurse's aide. So we didn't have like a whole lot of money at all. We struggled, and we didn't struggle. They made do with what they had. And I learned a very good lessons from all that. And he had this Buick, this old Buick 65 that he tow dollied, like he chain pulled it from South Carolina like 3 years prior. Anyways, he ended up selling the thing so we could have Christmas. I mean, he ended up selling it for like $600, which was crazy. And we ended up having a good Christmas. And for his 60th year birthday, and this is where Dad's car comes from the channel. We had a car that we rescued from a barn or a garage that the roof fell in on it, but it didn't really do any damage to the car for the most part, just to the hood and shit. So that's where the damage came from. So it wasn't too bad. And the car had been in an accident prior, so we fixed that too. We ended up painting that car and putting some mods on it. And over the years, you've seen what we've done to it. And yeah, my dad goes out there and rolls the windows down every day. It's like a little trophy for him still today. And I ended up giving that car to him 13 years ago now, but he was on his 60th birthday. And that's what I told him at his birthday party. I said, this is for that Christmas that you gave me a Nintendo. I told you I was going to get you something. It might not be the car that you had, because there's no way I'm finding that car. It was a pretty rare car, but again, it's just another story that, some of the memories that I've had with my dad and I've had with my family and with cousin Paul and Fred, because they helped me put it together. Yeah, it was crazy, man. 60th birthday, bro. So former Michigan, I can confirm worst roads in the U.S. Yes. Yes. Now, I ain't saying that Ohio don't have some messed up roads, bro. And I ain't gonna lie to you, Kentucky's always under construction, but Michigan, boy, takes the cake. Do you run a slick or a radial? I've always struggled getting a radial to hook with a stick shift. I always seem too violent on the hit. I run a slick. I'm not even in the radial game just yet, to be honest with you, Vance. We plan on doing a little something with radials once we get the coupe out. And the coupe's going to definitely change the game a little bit for us. I'm pretty excited to find out what that all entails. But the nice thing about the coupe is the Team Z stuff that we had recently, not recently, but that we put on the coupe. The Team Z stuff is like all adjustable, like the upper and lower control boxes that I had McBride Racing weld in. And then we put their 12-point in, and we put their front tubular stuff in. Team Z actually just sent me a pedal. We're going to do the gas pedal. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but your gas pedal's 100% bend, and just trust me, your gas pedal's probably bent now. And there were probably one of the worst scenarios I've seen was when Tony and Tess came up to race with us and do a little bit of testing before Uncaged last year. We went to our local track here at Cunley Motorsports Park, which was Thompson at the time. No, it was Cunley. Anyways, like and I didn't realize it until Tony was just like, yeah, these gas pedals are junk. Like they've seen their time in the stock Foxbody. But I didn't realize how bent they could get until I looked inside of the white cracker and seen how bad hers and his was. So I've been keeping an eye on mine, and I've noticed it's been doing a little bit of twisting. And it doesn't help that the carpet comes up so high that, if you want to do yourself a little bit of a favor, maybe clearance that a little bit. Your check your gas pedal out and see if it's still straight. It needs to be gusseted. It needs to be, if you're going to keep the factory pedal, take it out, bend it straight, and put some gussets in it so it doesn't twist. You see what I mean? And take your carpet and kind of maybe shave around where your clutch pedal hits and where obviously if you're a stick car, but if you're an auto car, it doesn't matter. But, kind of where, the pedal is. Because there's definitely, when you pedal to the floor, there could be a little bit of old carpet that's getting in the way or whatever. But what's up, Bob Brown? Good to see you. What's up, Pimp? Good to see you, bro. Lamar in the house. Lamar's actually got the engine we just sold him down in his car now. He just showed me some cool pictures this past weekend. So when's the ETA to get that fired up, Lamar? I'm so broke I can't even afford a welder to do subframe connectors. Well, this is what I was always doing. Back in the day, I've been there, brother. I've been there. I know what you're talking about. What I used to do is, you start to make friends and, acquaintances with people that have above and beyond skill. And then, you treat them, with respect, like everything that Dave does for us here on the channel. I don't negotiate anything he says. Like if he says this is how much it's going to cost, I pay the dude. He's my friend, and plus he's a professional. He's got hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of machine work that machines that he's invested in. So, sometimes you don't pay people for the 30 minutes it takes them to fix your shit. You pay them for the 30 years it took them to fix your shit in 30 minutes. Does that make sense? So, yeah, I respect that for sure. But, if you find somebody that's got a welder, that might be able to help you out. You might, they may be willing to help you out, on the cheap too, just to kind of, I don't know, maybe get their name out there. What did Jimmer say? It's a little hard to tune the idle, but it looks to vacuum versus MAF looking to airflow. That's correct. It's more doable with micro. Is that micro squirt? I have an X cam and micro squirt doesn't have a problem. Cool. Just getting all the little stuff rounded up. Yeah, that's the details right there, Lamar, for sure. All the little devil in the details, bro. I tell my customers that all the time. You don't pay me for the time it takes. You pay for the experience. That's 100% correct. So when you see somebody, guys, when you have a professional working on your car, again, especially if it's a quick fix, you don't pay him for the 30 minutes it took him to fix it. You just pay him for the 30 years it took him to fix it in 30 minutes. So I just want to make sure that's exactly what Troy was trying to say right there. 100%. So we got new hats. I did want to mention this and I forgot to mention it earlier. We got different color ones. We got different color shirts, kind of like the sports gray. So I'm going to post it in here if you guys are interested in representing the channel. I don't know if that comes up as a link or not. Should. Oops. Did that come up? I think it did. Yay. Let me check over here. Yep. So we did get a website up. So every time I did want to make mention that 417 Fox I'm doing a fulfillment with 417 Fox. So if you order something, you'll get it in like 2 days, like a day. So when you order from us, you order from him, and it's just American guys doing some American shit. So you represent me, you represent them. It's pretty cool. So anyways, moving on. Yeah, we changed up. I had to put a little bit of color. I mean, my girlfriend was just like, what color black t-shirt did you come home with this weekend? And I was just like, I got to start putting, we got the grays. We got 2 different grays up there now. We got a blue, we got a black, obviously. We'll probably end up doing like whites. I know the hats are all different colors, and there's different types of colors we're going to put up there. So it's pretty cool. Just getting the merch, kind of going was key to me. Anyways, so yeah, one of the other memories that we had, I don't know, I've had a lot of them, man. I tell you that. We had an 82 Camaro. Like I had an 82 Camaro that I traded an 82 T-top for. I probably should still have that. Racing with Mustang Mike, probably. Unfortunately, Mustang Mike's not with us anymore, but we had a guy in town that had probably the baddest street car, back in the 90s, early 2000s. I never forget. He was tuning up his car. He had a scheduled race against the other S10 in town that was a small block Chevy pushrod motor. I mean, this is before LS. And he said, "Hey, you want to go for a ride? Like, you want to race with me?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, I want to race with you." So I never forget. We got like this 1/4-mile bridge, like locally, that we race on. Not exactly the best place to be racing, but whatever. It's exactly a 1/4 mile long. And it's pretty flat, and it's 2 lanes, and it's pretty wide. And I remember lining up with against the S10, and you did your 3, 2, 1 go, and You know, at the time, I didn't, you know, I mean, you're talking, he had like Cobra heads on. I never forget, he had Cobra heads on. He was tuning it. He had rockers. He had a big throttle body. He had a big intake. And I was a carburetor guy at the time. I'm like, you know, fuel injection's junk. It's bullshit. Blah, blah, blah. It's, man, I'll tell you what, it's good times. He's like, you ride with me tonight, you'll see. And we ended up smoking that S time pretty good. And, you know, I was like, damn, this thing is fast. So that's kind of where fuel injection started. I started getting interested in figuring out how to fuel injection works. So never forget that shit. Lots of memories going to the junkyard with the old man. It used to get nice and muddy in the yeah, man. I've sat under cars and trying to pull parts out of shit, like in the mud, literally, for sure. But not far at all. So I just wanted to basically catch up with you guys this evening. You know, we're gonna probably what banner do you guys want to? I gotta if barbecue 5.0 is in the chat or Shelby County. I think Shelby sent me an email, but I think BBQ50. I need your address, so I gotta have you send me an email. I seen him this past weekend, and I didn't have a Tremec banner for him. Was it? I think it was a Hanlon banner. Regardless, it's tagged. We always tag them as we give them away, but we're gonna give away a Tremec banner tonight. You know, before we get off the live stream, and yup. I enjoy doing that shit for you guys. It's pretty good. Pretty good time. So what you guys have for me? I got a couple of. I got one more memory that I'm going to share. That was the life-changing one, you know. But I'd like to talk about. We've been doing a lot of racing, you know, in May and in June. We've been through a lot of hard times with the car. You know, trying to get it right, trying to get the car tuned right. You know, we almost wrecked it last time we were out. We were damn near pretty good. You know, I'm surprised we kept it off the wall. But you know, we got to get out. You got to get back in the saddle this week, guys. It's, you know, you can't let shit like that own space in your head. We controlled the car. We know it's got a lot of power in it. We ended up flat spotting our RC comp tires in the front. So we got a couple tires we got to pick up. We got a stick shift race going on this weekend where I got 200. We're going to do it a little bit different than the normal no prep that we do, where it's like, you know, off trailer shit. It's still going to be off trailer shit, but we're going to do like the loser bracket shit that I like to do. So I got 200. So big shout out to Dave Dalk at Super Coops Unlimited, aka Dalk Performance Racing Engines. He put 200 on the loser pot. So, you know, if it's $100 buy-in or $125 buy-in, then at least give some fuel money for showing up, and you don't get taken out first round. You still can race a little bit. You know what I mean? We're gonna do a $125 buy-in. Let me know what you guys think about this. We're gonna do a $125 buy-in. 100 of it goes to the winner, and 25 of it goes to the runner-up. So it'll give people, you know, give a few more spots of, you know, some money, so it's not too bad. You know, one of the things that, you know, 100% winner payout is cool, but you know, paying back a little bit is pretty cool too. You know, it gives other people some money that they can put into their cars, or at least pay for the weekend or whatever. I don't know. So what's up, Gabe Large? Come in at the right time on Old Street Racing Story. Hell yeah. Street racing. So it was a quarter-mile bridge, man. It was a life-changing, you know, at that point I knew fuel injection was in my life soon. What's the next mufflers for the car? Actually, I'll go ahead and show them to you right now. We're going to do that video this week. I'm going to be honest with you. I did not like the Deltas were pretty good, and a lot of people actually were pretty, were pretty excited about how well they sounded. And, you know, when I did the video clip with the Flowmasters versus the Deltas, people chose the Deltas 7 out of 10 times. So I'm like, damn. I mean, I didn't think they would like them that much. We put the Max back on for the Fox City Motor Fest, or Motor City Fox Fest. I mess that up all the time. But this week we're going to be making an adapter, and we're going to go with some vibrants. I showed this in my video, but Y'all hear that? That was a big ass boom. Did y'all hear that? Hey. So these are going to be the next mufflers that we do. The Vibrant. These were given to us by Cassius. So I'm pretty sure these are the ones that Cassius actually has on his car. So we have to make an adapter because this is a, inlet outlet. It's a smaller muffler. So we're going to have to make a little 45 or 40 degree adapter to adapt into our exhaust. But I'm going to be giving these away probably, I don't know if they would be this week or probably 2 weeks from now. And the only thing I ask is you guys make sure that you tag Cassius and Vibrant in the video, or, in whoever wins them. You know what I mean? So we'll be giving them away here on a live chat at some point. Then we're going to probably do the Widowmakers or whatever those are. Neighbor haters. I don't know. We'll order them after this because they're not out of stock anywhere. But these will definitely be pretty cool. You know what I mean? They're not cheap. So big thanks again to Cassius and Vibrant for sending them to basically, sending them to us and me to give to you. It'd be definitely cool. Be giving them away here on the chat. I'll let you guys know in advance when that happens, though. But it's not going to be next week, though. We're going to get the video up. I'm going to ride around on them for a little while, as long as y'all don't mind that. Then we'll send it. Get it all fixed up, brother. Turbos and dumps are only mufflers you need, brother. We got to keep some of the I like to do that sort of content here with the black car, though. That's for sure. It's going to be different. It's going to be crazy when we put the camshaft in it in the bigger heads for this the black car. We might have to do all those mufflers again, or some of them. I think they would sound pretty good. But no, you didn't miss much, Jesse. We're just shooting the shit on a Sunday. Enjoying the weather. Did you guys hear that boom just a minute ago? That shit was loud. Told y'all it was thundering out here. The weather's been crazy here in Ohio. It's just been, super, super humid. Man, it wasn't even supposed to rain today. And it rained like all day. I mean, I live right next to the lake, so I guess you can call it the lake shit. But have you tried the Spintex? No, we're gonna order those as well. The Spintech 9000s or whatever. They're on the list. The neighbor haters, the Spintech 9000s. We got the Vibrants. We've done the two Flow Masters and the Mac. We got SLP Loudmouths over here. People keep wanting me to do the Jones muffler, but I mean, is it much different than the Flowmaster? I mean, well, I'll do the muffler. I don't give a damn. It's not that expensive. It's not that big of a deal. Oh yeah, I thoroughly agree. Like when we put the 408 back down in the white car, probably in the next month or so, it's going to stay in the white car for forever, because the coupe's either going to get the aluminum 351 that we have or the 363 on a twin turbo setup. So we had figured that we're not going to use the AFR 205s on the 363 again. We're going to go to a high port, and we're going to put twins on it and build it for the coupe. So we'll take the 205s and we'll stick them on the 387 because we own them. And then I'll take the 170s and either stick them on Cousin Paul's little stock bottom end 351 or, sell them or something. So they're nasty little heads, but we put those 205 AFRs on, it's going to change the game for that motor. We put the camshaft in at the same time. We might pick up 40 or 50 horsepower. I don't know. I mean, it may just at 400 wheel with the shit that it has on it now. and I enjoy it, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't honestly want to crack the motor open. I mean, it's been running really good. So I wanted to do. You guys think I should do a video with the 387 stroker with that, like, kind of like a how do you say that? Contemplation, whatever. Like where I put them all together and kind of like how I built it, and kind of go into a little bit of a detail. I think that would be a pretty good. I've been going back and forth on trying to make that video, thinking about, doing it. I get a lot of folks that, especially this past weekend, we were talking about the 387, people in the booth and shit, and there's just enough video out there that people can get lost. So if I did like one video, like, hey, this is how it was built. It's been over, it's been almost a year since it's been built, or 6 months or 8 months or whatever. This is where we're at. Kind of give people an update. This is how I built it. I was telling people that it had stock pistons and stock rods in it, and they were just kind of like laughing at me. Do you run Viking shocks? Yes. Double adjustables. And I'm contemplating getting them revalved, or just bite the bullet and get double adjustables. Make a world of difference, brother. What's up, good? What's up, good? Yeah, kind of like a summary. So that's what I was thinking. So I want to do it right. And I want to do the video right. So I'll just take all my old videos and just chop them up and kind of narrate, because I've been doing a lot of narrating with the mic and shit underneath, and put a little bit of music to it. I think it won't be too bad. Just make it short and sweet, 8-10 minutes. This is how we do it, and just kind of give people the update. I mean, you guys obviously know it's running pretty good. You see some of the shit that we've done in the other videos, but just do an update. Like, here's my oil pressure. Nothing's changed there. You know what I mean? It doesn't leak anything. I mean, I do have a shitty oil pan, and it does leak. The oil pan leaks, but not like the rear main seal and stuff. But anyway. So anyways, here in about 10 minutes, we'll give away another banner or whatever. I'm surprised the internet hasn't knocked out already. Knock on wood. It's raining, man. It's storming like shit outside. Sweating horsepower. So yeah, if you guys got anything in chat you need to talk about this week, we're going to be doing another video with the vibrant mufflers, and we're going to be doing a video. I think I'm going to do the 387 video, because I'm getting ready for this weekend with the point series. Like, they canceled the original. Like, I usually find like with my stick shift stuff, and the guys that run our stick shift event here with Tremec here in Ohio, I usually do it with D Team and Stripper Glitter, but they had canceled that event. So I decided, well, we already have it scheduled. I'll just run it at my local event. And thankfully our local track decided that we could run it on top of a test and tune. So if you guys are thinking about running some stick shift shit with stick shift friends this weekend, come hang out. It's going to be 8 Mile, no time. It's going to be sort of prepped a little bit, which kind of takes away from the no prep a little bit, but at least we're going to get a point series in. It's the least I can do. I mean, this stick shift shit is bigger than me just going and racing and winning. Like, it's more than just me. Like, I'm trying to do something for the sport, and I'm trying to do something for the genre, because I love stick shift racing. And I got to the point to where it's just like, listen, whether you win or lose, you got to do this. And that's kind of where I was at with Ford Takeover. It's kind of where I was at, last year and this year, and what we did with the point series last year. It's kind of like, I want to take the bull by the horns and make the shit work, because it's a niche class. It's a small class. And if I don't do it, then nobody else will do it. Maybe somebody will do it. Maybe they won't. I don't know. We all kind of serve our own purpose in the sport, but stick shift racing is a little bit different than all the other racing with just the driveline change. You know what I mean? It's violent too. So you're getting your car set up to go A to B to be fast. It's a tall order there. So when you see a fast H pattern stick shift car, it's something to be said about that. You know what I mean? Awesome meeting you at Motor City Fox Fest. Great show, and you're full of knowledge. Want to build a motor to your spec to handle the boost my pony down kick and hell yeah, man. Now I collaborate a lot with Dave Dahlk with Dahlk Performance Racing Engines. So, I know he's done 2 or 3 motors since we started with the 387 last year for a couple folks here, kind of locally within the tri-state area or whatever. But you know, he's a one-man band, and he built some killer motors. So I got to bounce, man. Take care, Matt. I have a banner, Matt, that has your name on it. Is that right? So hit me up. Hit me up in the email. I forgot the head gasket's number that I got the copper ring around the cylinder. I don't even really know, to be honest with you. I think it's something like that. How much horsepower does the white car make? 1,000. I went to Lucky's last week for no prep and put away too much power in it because I drew a big hitter nitrous Fox and I did a 300-foot burnout. That's racing, man. That's racing. No, the 933 doesn't have the copper ring. The 9333 PT1s are that's the head gasket that I always use on my stock bottom end builds. That's probably it's a step up from the cheapies. The cheapies are like $10 each. Those are like 20-ish. They're well worth it. Like I always spray a bunch of copper shit on it. When I'm doing a stock bottom end build, I'll just spray a bunch of copper on it. I won't do that on an MLS gasket though. You'll make it messed up. Yeah, the 1011s. That sounds right. So I have to go. 3 a.m. comes fast. Hey man, it's good to see you, Sean, this weekend. Appreciate you stopping at the booth, brother. Look forward to seeing you soon. But what do we got going on here? So what do you guys think of my little budget 31 spline axle build? Do you think that shit's gonna work? I gotta still find now Vance Cooper here said that he could grind those axles down. So I can't take them down to Steubenville, but I'm trying to think something locally here that I can grind those races down. I do have a. So here's my theory. Actually, I'll open it right here. We bought. So Foxbody makes 2 different C-clip eliminators. Or Foxbody. They make 2 different types of C-clip eliminators. And we ordered the larger style, like the bearing seat. So we figured that we grind down the race, we can get this to press on. And that's what we're going to do. This is what I wanted to find out. Oh, this is a good idea here. Check this out. Dave was talking about this too, Dave Belkey. So you see, this is a larger bearing race. So when you order C-clip eliminators for your aftermarket axles, right? You have to know what your bearing race, how big the OD is. So most of it's 1.4. Okay, I think that's even stock for the most part. And that's what the C-clip eliminator, when you press it on, that's how big the bearing is inside. So here's what I wanted to find out. I'm glad I'm opening it in front of you. Check this out. This shit's just a bearing, right? Just a bearing, right? So who's to say we can't just change the damn bearing? You see where I'm going with this? I got to take this over. Now, this is the wedding ring, I think, to press the C-clip eliminator on. But this is the 2-piece. Is anyone interested in 31 spline track lock? So here's my theory. And I just ordered these. So these were like, I don't know, $200, $190. So our budget axle just had to spend $190 because, well, the only way it's going to work. But if you're going to go on a drum brake, you're going to do a C-clip eliminator anyways, even with a set of. So check this out. So that's just a seal. So this must, yeah. But this is just a bearing, dude. Look. Couldn't you just find a bearing that fits the Explorer axle? I wouldn't even have to cut it, would I? Am I right? I don't know. Does that bearing come out? That's interesting. That's super interesting. Was I frozen? So here's my theory, is maybe I can find a bearing. So this is a 1.56 ID bearing race, okay? Now, this is a Foxbody flange. So who's to say we can't find a bearing that fits the Explorer axle and just cut the head of it off the end to the same length and just bolt this into place like you would in the other C-clip, and you have 31 spline. You see what I'm talking about? Just put the right size bearing on it. So, yeah, I mean, I would just have to find the right Timken. I don't know if that comes out, though. It looks like it's like pressed in there. I mean, I could be wrong. Get all this grease and shit. Studs, both surfaces were good, but never know. So to give you an idea of why we were going to grind the races down was because we were trying to fit this C-clip that fits the Foxbody flange, the 4 bolts, onto this race here. And if that's the case, then all we got to do with our Junkyard is just cut the head of this off and it'll just fit in place. It's 31 spline. It's a truck axle. Yeah. See? So if we either ground the race down to fit this bearing here, which is about 50 thou, or maybe we just find the bearing to replace the inner housing that fits this race. That would work too, wouldn't it? Ain't that a bitch? So I was hoping these would come. I got to take this over to Dave at the machine shop. I was hoping these would come where I could take them apart and they would be like a 2-piece, like the other C-clip eliminators. Now, let me show you the other C-clip eliminators. I probably should put this in the video, but quick, I'll show you guys. So I already have C-clip eliminators that'll fit in my budget axle from the old black car when it was bent. But you notice this is a 1-piece. So there's no unbolting this. You know what I mean? As far as like, it's not 2-piece like that one. This is the 1.4 bearing race, 1.4 thou. And the other ones that I just ordered, you know, and it fits the Foxbody flange. You see the four bolts. This one's the same bolt pattern and fits a bigger bearing race. So that's where we're at. And this is where I got the theory from, is like, listen, all I need to do is find a bearing or grind the surfaces down or find a bearing that'll fit on that surface, like a 1.62 or close enough that we can kind of press it on. I don't know, man. I don't know why they don't just make freaking, they don't actually make Explorer C-clip eliminators, which is crazy because, I mean, that's a pretty popular axle. Anyway, it's always a mystery. Long as you can find the right inside diameter, that's what I'm saying. Bearing that would be perfect, right? So I'm going to take this over to Dave, and we're going to try to find the right ID bearing. If that's the case, and that's a game breaker for us. That's a game breaker for everybody, really. Because, I mean, think about it. You would have a Foxbody. I mean, I know most folks would be like, well, we'll just buy the axles and the C-clip. And you're right. Just buy the aftermarket axles, whatever. But I'm trying to do like a budget approach here because I've bought the axles before. I mean, obviously, I have them sitting here on the floor. But I want to put the Explorer ones in the black car. And I want to see how strong them some bitches are, right? But I don't want that axle flying out. You know, I would put the rear disc on it. I mean, consider the fact that if I would have put rear disc brakes with that axle shaved down to 29.25, which is the same as a Foxbody length, and technically, if I sheared an axle right, it wouldn't come out because of the rotor, because it's a rear disc, right? But I kind of want to make it so it's a little more safer. And I run drum brakes in the rear anyways. I don't technically need rear disc in the back of my black car. I just want to do the Cadillac one, the Cadillac brakes in the front, which is another video we're going to come back to. We've been talking about doing that shit for years. And that's all I've been doing. There's a whole box of it over there. So it might be time for us to visit that again. I'm not going to lie to you. So might be time to do the Cadillac Brembo front brake shit. What's up, Mustang guy? Good to see you. Do they sell C-coupling? No. It would be super easy if they sold C-coupling eliminators for an Explorer. But here's the thing: is the Explorer 4-bolt flange, okay, that bolts the C-clip eliminator up, you know, at the end of the axle, is a different flange on an Explorer than it is a Foxbody. They're different sizes. There's a big bearing company out here in California about an hour away. I'll figure out the name and I'll get you. Okay. Is the Explorer lug pattern for the same as SN90? You're talking about it's 5 on 4.5. For some reason, I thought they were bigger than, yeah. Nah, man, we're just sitting here bullshitting on a Sunday. Hey, look, I used some of the old brake cleaner that we had, some of the good stuff. Cleaned my hands right up, didn't it? Kind of. That new brake cleaner is garbage. Spray it 3 times. It's like every second I spray it, it's $1. It's terrible. It doesn't clean worth shit either, and it smells terrible. I don't know who shit on brake cleaner or why it's got to be changed, but it did. It's whatever. So yeah, I gotta take these C-clips over to Dave. Maybe we'll do an axle video this week. I don't know. Taking a break though. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm probably not gonna race it uncaged. I just want to take a break. I want to do some shit to catch up. I got my trailer spindles and shit. I gotta put some new axles on my trailer. It's getting pretty bad. What's up, James? Good to see you, man. Thank you. Yeah, so apparently I live close enough to Pennsylvania that they haven't actually changed the brake cleaner in Pennsylvania yet. So looks like I'll be making a trip to Erie. I'll be coming in. I called them up last week. I'm like, look, man, I need like 3 cases of that brake cleaner, 7341. And they're like, why? Like, because Ohio doesn't sell that shit no more. It's terrible. Whatever. Got my other C4 almost in, trying to get everything lined up. Nice. So, all right, let's give away a banner. Let's hashtag Tremic. We'll talk some shit while we do it. I don't know. I'm talking about the one I get from Advanced. And like everybody, like, I think the formula had to change in like 5 states. Yeah, but it's like $7. Like I have a commercial account with most of the places around here. So, the brake cleaner around here's been good for a long time, but apparently it's changed for hell, I don't know, 6 months ago. They told me we've been selling you that brake cleaner for 6 months. I was like, yeah, I've noticed it stinks more, it sprays less, and it doesn't clean as well, and it's slimy. It's like the other stuff had something in it, I guess, that was against EPA or whatever. I don't know. Whatever. It's always something. You know what I mean? So, yeah, hashtag Tremic if you're interested in the banner. We'll get it set up. We always do a shop flag. We try to. I got a handle one to give away probably next week. Vance, I got one for you this weekend. It's sitting over in the other shop anyway, so. Oh man, I just pulled two out. So, hashtag Trummer. I'll pick somebody here in a second, and then we'll wrap shit up. Wasn't going to live stream tonight, but been a long weekend. But I figured, what better to finish the weekend or kick the week off with some Foxbody, buddy. You know what I mean? Hell yeah. So. $100 about. Must be the dimension though. Maybe not. Pop the number. Anyways. Sorry guys, didn't have a whole lot to talk about this week on the Sunday live chat. I figured most people would want to talk about some of the memories they had with their Foxbody. It's kind of like, it's kind of like my thing. I've been around Foxbodies a long time, bros. Got a lot of memories with this shit. A lot of good ones. Also a lot of bad ones. I ended up wrecking my Mustang years ago. Probably one of my most fondest memories was me and my buddies were playing NCAA football, which just is about to release again. Shit. One of my buddies graduated from college and we were out drinking like a dumbass. I had an Oxford White LX50 automatic car I bought from a dentist, his wife, rich people. They looked at that car and they were like, that was a golf cart for them. They were like, this thing's a piece of shit. It was mint condition. Had a head gasket issue. I bought that thing for like $1,000 in Pittsburgh. Brought it home. I'm on a shoestring budget anyway, so I started doing the mods like freaking. I did the exhaust with the Flowmasters 2.5. We ordered the taillights, headlights. I don't remember what it was. Dumb shit. I ended up spending like some of my tax return on like Cobra R's and new tires from Pet Boys. Is that place even in business anymore? And I never forget, that night I used to chew tobacco for like 20 years. I used to chew like Timberwolf and Skoal and whatever. And, when you're drinking shit, you want to chew some tobacco. So we were playing some video games and I was drunk, got in the car and didn't did a half mile down the street and did a little burnout. Ran it right into a telephone pole. And I ran into a telephone pole without brakes. So I had no idea even what happened until after it happened. I mean, I bent the car up. I bent the car in half, like literally. We were just coming around a corner too. So you can imagine if it would have been at like 40 or 50 miles an hour. So ended up putting my buddy through a windshield. And, I remember him sitting back and me looking over. I said, you good? Are you okay? And he's like, yeah. And it's just like blood just coming down his head. And I gripped the steering wheel so bad that I ended up ripping my skin, like where the knuckles and the whole steering wheel was bent like forward. We pushed the car across the street and had a line of antifreeze going to the other side of the street. And the cop came up to my house and he's like, we know you have this Mustang here. And, they ended up, they didn't really cite me too much. I ended up going to court, paying a ticket or whatever, but my buddy never gave, my buddy went to the hospital, never gave anybody any names, but I ended up losing a good friend that night. He was also one of my, fraternity brothers. So we kind of, ended up losing a good friend and never drank a drop of alcohol since and got in a Mustang. I never drink and drive anyways, but definitely if I go out with my Mustang, I know I'm not having any drinks whatsoever. just the way it is. Changed my life. That's what happens. I was just lucky. Could have died. But all right, here we go. I'm gonna spin this up. Still doesn't talk to me to this day, but for good reason. And where we at here? Anthony L. Anthony L. Congratulations, you won the banner. Congratulations, bud. So hit me up in email. That's the email, Anthony. Hit me up and let me know where you're at. And hopefully you're not in Canada where it's going to cost me $40 to ship it. Nothing against my Canadian friends. I'm just saying that it sucks to ship stuff to Canada. I don't even really know what to do. So the N41 camshaft that I gave away a number of months ago with Donnie B and Anderson Ford Motorsports, I ended up shipping that thing, and it cost like $70 to ship it but it got kicked back. It was stupid. So we're gonna probably end up giving that camshaft away because I had been talking back and forth with the guy who won it, and he wasn't happy, but he ended up buying another camshaft anyways, and it wasn't a big deal. He said just give it away to the channel. So we're going to be doing that again here soon. Got a couple other things I'm going to be giving away other than banners here on the channel. Like I think I got another torque box reinforcement kit to give away, and I'll reach out to a couple of my sponsors and a couple of people that are here on the channel, like Stiflers and Hanlon, and see if they want to. I always like giving back to the community, giving back to you guys that follow us here on the channel on Sunday nights and that listen to me freaking ramble all day. So appreciate you guys. Ain't a big channel. I'll never be a big channel. I know that for a fact. I'm okay with that. I know where I stand, and try to make the best of what I have. I'm humbled for you guys even being here right now, talking shit with me here on the live chat, and I enjoy that stuff, and it's good stuff. I mean, most of the people that come in here in the live chat, are very productive, very active, and I appreciate you guys doing that. I mean, it's cool as shit. You know what I mean? It's cool as shit. Pilot bearing bushing. Fill it with bread. I'm not kidding you. If you're talking about the pilot bearing, fill it full of bread until you can't put any more bread in it. Okay? Keep putting bread, like wet bread or whatever. Pack it full and tap it with a whatever goes in the pilot, three ace, whatever extension or whatever. Keep that bread will push the bearing out. I'm not shitting you. A bread. I'm not lying to you. Yes, it's a roller cam. It's an N41 Anderson cam. For some reason, my car is overheating now after switching to stock with pump from electric pump. So you might have your belt backwards. And underdrive pulleys don't help with heat because they don't drive the accessories enough. Does it make sense? Why do you think I won't enter a big? Why do you think you won't ever be a big channel? Well, I mean, it'll keep growing. And to some people, like when I say big channel, I'm saying I'm not going to get like 1 million views doing what I do. I'm happy where I'm at. I'm happy with the folks that are here on the channel. I'm happy with the growth that we get. It's just, me being 100. I mean, I'm not going to go out and shoot a video about like an LS Mustang or, like clickbait, whatever, you know what I mean? We're going to do, my last video, I think we got like 2,000 views on for the budget 88 axle. And it's just me bracing the axle and welding it up. I like to do stuff like that because I have a good feeling that eventually YouTube's going to start turning into or going back to its roots where a lot of the how-to and a lot of the helpful informational stuff is going to really come to fold, especially with Foxbody stuff. And it would be just like that with any car genre. Just, the stuff that's really imperative that'll help somebody, with their projects. I think that's just that brick is always going to be the right brick on the wall for me. You know what I mean? It's going to be, somebody says, hey, I had a guy tell me, I don't know how many times I've gotten emails too, just say, hey, your harness video that I did with the mass air stuff, like it wasn't fancy. I shot most of that with my phone. And I showed all 7 harnesses, the 87, 88 speed density, the 89 solo, the 90 solo, the 91 solo, and the 92, 93. And I showed them all the plugs that they need to look for. And that guy said, raved up and down. He said, you saved me like $500. And, this guy was trying to sell me an 87 harness and I needed a 91. And, that's the type of shit that, when you hear that stuff years later, that's when you know it wins for you. So. Nice niche channel. Got in late. Hey, man, I appreciate you, Notch Fox. I'm running distilled water, so I drained it, and I'm going to use 50-50. No, distilled water is fine. I've noticed my car runs cooler on distilled water than it did on a 50-50 mix. And because we race a lot, we leave water in the car, but we have to take it out for the winter. That brake rotor that didn't probably got 1 million views by now. Oh, yeah. It was ridiculous. The only point that I had with that stupid video that I put up, KK, just to give you guys a quick, the white car back here, we were putting 35 splines back in, right? We were messing with the axles, right? We were messing with the whatever. I went to put my Strange brakes back on this car, the new rear brakes, and I was going to make a video installing it, but Strange changed their rotor. So I cut the aluminum brackets and got everything ready to put this Strange brakes back on, put some new rear brakes on. It was cool as shit. And I went to put the rotor on the Moser axle, and the rotor's ID was like 1/4 of an inch smaller, like almost like it was on purpose. And I'm sitting here like, why is this? And people are like, just grind the hub down on the axle. Yeah, but I shouldn't have to do any of that shit. What I take from all that, and what you should too, is not all parts play nice with each other. I had some really good, nice 35 spline gun drilled axles I spent a lot of money on that I was putting in this car. And you would think that maybe that most of that stuff would play nice, but apparently I'm going to have to buy like Willwoods and Bear and all that stuff fits Moser just fine, but Strange for some reason didn't. And I'm not knocking their company whatsoever, but I'm pretty sure that Strange wants you to buy their axles. I don't know when they changed the design, but when I asked Moser, they said that they were unaware of it. So that's what happened with that. And that stupid little video got like 1 million views. And I was just like, why? Why does that get 1 million views? But like if I make the 387 motor or do some cool shit like that maybe help somebody, it gets like 1,000. It's ridiculous. It is what it is. Say no to LS. And there's a lot of your older videos that would be cool to reshare or maybe update. Yeah, so that's what I was talking about. We were talking about going MJP. We were talking about redoing the 387. We're not redoing the 387 videos, but compile them all. Like this is what I found. This is how much I paid for it. This is what I did. This is what I have. We balanced it, and I have made those types of videos, but just make all in one. To where from pulling it from the junkyard to building it to first start to dyno to update on it today. And it would be like a 10 or 15 minute video, but I think it would get some views. I think it would be all right. Yeah, I had a reel that I made on Instagram that got like 25 million views. It was ridiculous. And it was about it was with a charger, because on Instagram I kind of let it's not all Fox bodies, but I'm just a car guy, so I'll do stuff on other platforms. I'll leave this one on YouTube mostly Fox body, and I won't put like a Chevy or a Dodge. I mean, I will if it's cool, but anyways, yeah, the algorithm is definitely, that just tells you right there. It just picks a couple people, make some comments or whatever, and it'll just shoot right to the sky. It's crazy. So I definitely think I'm going to make that, now that I talk to you guys, I'm going to make that compiled video of the 387. I think that would be smart. It'll be, like I said, from start to now, and it'll be narrated, and it'll be little clips here and there. I think it'll be cool. I mean, I don't want people thinking that I'm just going to, keep talking about the 387 is dope, man. That motor's cool. That's probably one of my favorite motors I built. I mean, it was built with shit. I mean, it was built with, oh, I'm just going to throw this camshaft in it and I'm going to put these cylinder heads on it. That's going to choke it anyways. I don't care. I built it with zero given. That's the best way to put it. But now I kind of want to go back and make it a little bit. Now that we know what it can do, I want to put some bigger heads and a camshaft in it eventually. I think it'll wake it up a little bit. I think you guys will enjoy the shit out of it for sure. I do. I know I will. I mean, 351 Windsor, man. I should have been messing with 351 Windsors years ago. But, you know, you got to make that transition. You know, I did what I did with the 302s, and I keep pointing over there because I split like 3 of them. I got 2 trophy wall trophies over there where I split the 302s, and it's the crankshaft, folks. It's the crankshaft that flexes, that splits the block. They're not very strong to begin with. I mean, it is what it is. Everyone has their own little professional opinion about it. I don't understand how the C-clip eliminators work that you just bought. They just pressed on. That's it. That's the only thing that holds the axle in. So a C-clip eliminator, so at the end of an axle is a C-clip, and it's inside the differential, and it's not very strong. It's just a clip. It's kind of thick. But when you have a drum brake, that C-clip is the only thing holding that drum brake from your wheel, your rotor, and everything attached, flying out the side of your car. So that's one of the biggest dangers that you guys got to understand with Fox bodies that are just now getting into it. If you're going to take anything from what we're talking about here in the channel, the axles and why we're doing C-clips, if you have a Fox body that's stock with a stock axle, it's got a rear drums, which my black car does. It is what it is. If you break an axle, that's going to come flying out the side. You're going to start seeing your axle creep out of the literally out of the housing. You'll look and you'll be like, "What the hell?" And you're at some point your axle and wheel will be following you. So that's the only thing that holds it in. On a rear disc setup, it's different. If you break an axle, the disc and the rotor, or the rotor and the caliper bracket will keep it stable until you fix it. That's what we could do. We could literally do that with the Explorer stuff and just convert it to rear disc. But I figured I would do the C-clip stuff because we already braced it and it's going to be a 31 spline. So we're going to throw some abuse at it. You know what I mean? So yeah, sometimes I miss your videos. Algorithm, most likely, but I learned so much from them. I appreciate that, Warren. So the C-clip, going back to what was asked, the C-clip eliminators eliminate you having to use the C-clip, and it presses the bearing on, okay? When you press the bearing on, this is like pressed on, so this is not going to come off. So if you break the axle anywhere, okay, then it's going to stay in the housing because it's bolted to the flange. So the C-clip eliminator acts as your seal, acts as your bearing, and acts as pretty much like a safety device. So if you break an axle, it's not going to come flying out. 9-inch ends are similar, where you have to weld a whole 9-inch end, and there's a bearing that's pressed onto the axle, okay, a whole bearing with an O-ring, and it goes into the pocket. You see what I'm saying? Of the 9-inch end, and the 9-inch end is stronger than the regular Fox body end, and it makes it worthy of 1,000 or more horsepower. It's 9-inch ends are one of the end game things that you can do to an 8.8. Anything past that, you're going to a 9-inch axle. You see what I mean? But these C-clips will fit on a drum brake setup. It fits right in the middle of it. You have to, clearance your axle or whatever. But it's definitely a good thing to have. Even on stock axles, when you go to upgrade, when you go to update your axle, I keep telling you guys, you don't have to have the rear disc in it because 75% of your stopping power comes from the front anyways. I'm not telling you shouldn't do it, but you can always do the rear drum set, rear disc brakes later if you wanted to. But C-clips are definitely a must. If you're not going to do a 9-inch end, C-clips are definitely a must. And they're like $175. You can get them for 150 depending on the brand. But this specific one that I just got is something new. I've never messed with the larger bearing. And from what I'm seeing is it's just a damn bearing. So if I could find the right bearing, I'll be in business there. You know what I mean? Yes, they hold the axle in from outside. That's correct. It acts as the seal. It acts as the bearing all in one. Plus, it's a safety thing. I press fit the bearings, holds the axle, and the eliminator is installed. Yep. I do 150 mile an hour in the quarter with the factory rear drums. So don't we. That's what we did in the black car. We don't, you know, we're going to upgrade the Cadillac brakes. Cadillac brakes are going. I'm making the Cadillac brakes like the little sticker on too. The only thing that sucks is I got to run a 17 on the car. So when you do switch over to the front caddy Brembo brakes, then you have to I don't think you can put less than a 17-inch wheel on. And I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. Some shit that I've been meaning to do on the channel for like 2 years. I've already showed you, I don't know how many times, but when we get the rear axle done in my car, our next budget mod, if I can get everything from the way, damn it. Our next budget mod is going to be the Brembo brakes. Big old caddy brake, man. Big sumbitch. So you can get these things, like I keep pulling these things out, and I need to just get them on the car, damn it. Check that shit out. 4-piston aluminum, fits on a Foxbody. Now there's a company out there that makes a bracket. You need to run SN95 spindles with these, but I'm pretty sure that you have to, I'm pretty sure you have to, you put the SN95 spindles on, and I think we got a Willwood adjustable. I think you have to change the booster in the master cylinder like we did in the white car, but anyways, yeah, these are like $100 made by Brembo, $100 a side. They're a Cadillac CTS, CTS, ATS. I don't remember. Which one is it? Which one is it, Vance? Because I'm stealing from your car. But probably one of the best brake mods that you can do for the car on a budget. I mean, most front brakes are $1,500. Good ones with all the stuff involved. Those things are like 120 each. And if you had SN95 spindles and you're getting ready to put SN95 spindles on your car, 100% put those on with it. So, what's up, Fox 408? Handling in the house. What if your car is an SN95? You can do it. Upgrade the brakes. Hell yeah. So, it's off a V1, I believe CTs. Okay, I thought it was a CTS. So, we're going to do that. After we do the axle, we're going to be doing the brakes. So, we'll have the budget 387. We'll have the budget 31 spline upgraded axle with the braces. And then we're going to convert the car to SN95 spindles, which we've been meaning to do for years. So all that shit's sitting over in the box over there. And like I said, I can't run smaller than a 17 on the front of that, I think, with that brake setup. So I can't put 16s or 15s on there, which means that if we race it ever again for just some fun, I mean, it's not going to be fast. It's not power added. You know, it might be quick, but it ain't going to be fast. Then we'll just have to deal with putting one of the 17s on the front. So anyways, that's going to be, so we'll have budget junkyard brakes, which they're not from the junkyard, but you can get them from the junkyard, but whatever. We'll have the budget motor. We'll have the budget axle. We're definitely not going to be doing no budget transmission because the TKX is everything we need. I'm not going to put no damn T5 down in my, back in my black car. We're going to leave that alone. We're going to leave that part alone. We'll leave the drivetrain alone as far as the aluminum drive shaft. I mean, I might even stick what is it? Eurostar. I might even try to locate a Eurostar drive shaft just to go with the theme of the car. You see what I mean? Some of you guys don't know, an all-wheel drive Eurostar, right? What is it, 94 to 97? Hard to find. I mean, they're not something that was made very, very often. But if you see an Eurostar van, all-wheel drive in the junkyard, it's mid-90s somewhere. They got an aluminum drive shaft that fits a Fox body. Save yourself $400. We need to do another junkyard video, like junkyard live stream. Like, I love that shit. Like, there's so many junkyard things out there I want to tell you guys, and stuff that I didn't even know about. So we just need to do another one of those. Aerostar, yep. So, anyways, coming up this week, like I said, if you guys are interested, where the hell are we at here? What do you say? Yeah, Aerostar's a van, right? So we're good. Again, if you guys are interested in supporting the channel, checking us out with some merch, there's a link to our site that we just got up. Hanlon's been telling me for I don't know how long, you need to get your merch right. You need to get your merch right. So he's not wrong. You know, if you buy merch from us, you're also supporting 417 Fox, because he's the guy who fills the order. So you get your hats and your shirts in less than 2 days. So I love the junkyard stuff. Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I mean, my whole channel has been based off that shit, and that's exactly why my black car went to where it's at now. You know, so all the stuff that we do here on the channel goes to that. The Volvo electric, yes, the Volvo electric power steering pump is a really good deal that I'm considering doing on the black car too. We run a factory power steering pump, which isn't too bad of a deal, but yeah, it's definitely, if I did it to a car, it'd have to be that one. But we need a list of what fits from the junkyard. So we have done that live stream quite a few times. So we'll hit it again. We'll hit it again. It'll be top 10, but it'll be, I'll go through the damn list. Like we can do engine. We can do a lot of stuff you guys already know. But, you know, we could add 351 to that shit. We could add, you know, there's a lot of stuff. The Volvo electric pump. Love the junkyard stuff. For some reason, I don't believe Texas has very many good junkyards. Yeah, you might have to travel. You might have to travel for some of that stuff. The nice thing about the junkyards nowadays is, like, I remember the anticipation of waking up that day knowing I'm going to the junkyard, only to find out that somebody had already been there or the car's already been crushed. Now, a lot of these junkyards have like little inventories online that they keep up with. And some of them even show you a picture of the shit. So, like, I know the U-Pullets, and I know Carlos is probably sitting here in chat. He goes to the junkyard quite a bit too. They actually show pictures of like some of the cars now. It's cool. They kind of, back in the day, it was just like, here we have this. You just showed up and hopefully your car was there. But yeah, I don't know much about the Volvo power steering pump, but much like this budget 8.8 axle that we're doing, I guess we'll just learn together on the channel. And if we fail, we fail. You know, I'll fail my way to success. I don't give a damn. I'll keep trying. It is what it is. But anyways, this week we're definitely going to be talking about this, trying to get these vibrant mufflers on. I think that's going to change the whole sound of the car, because I haven't really messed with like the straight throughs. I know I got Borlas over here too that I could put on, but they're on my turbo exhaust. And like, again, I think we're going to get into the compilation or whatever of the 387. I think we're going to do that. I do have a little bit of footage I might sneak in there from the Motor City Fox Fest this past week. I was too busy to really, you know, it's hard for me to walk around with a camera. You know, I had people at the booth the whole day, and I enjoyed every minute of it. So I appreciate you guys that did come out. And I also appreciate you guys here on the channel that support us to help us go to events like that. I mean, without having the support from the community with the YouTubes and the Facebooks and stuff like that, you know, it'd be tough to continuously go to stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys. Me anticipating a junkyard day only to see a new Neo Mustang's junkyard video. Just sorry, dog. Nah, man, I don't take everything. You take it all. You take it all, bro. You get it. You take it all. It's okay. Yeah, that's what I'm anticipating. So I'm looking forward to, I'm going to do the SLPs right behind it. So when we do the Vibrance, we're going to do a couple little short videos for Facebook and Instagram. We're going to do the main video here on YouTube, and we're going to just share the shit out of it. And I want you guys to enjoy it. You know, just give me your honest opinion. You know, it ain't for me. Cool. I mean, don't call it junk, because it's not. Those mufflers are expensive and they're really nice, and they're for you. I mean, I'm giving them to you guys at some point. So I hope you guys don't mind, you know, a set of used mufflers, but I mean, they're going to be practically brand new. I mean, we're going to run around and you know, we're going to knock the resonators out of that thing. So, but anyways, yeah, Jesse, I appreciate you guys. Check out all the guys in green. Big thanks to you guys in green, always here on the channel. They're my members of the channel. They support us here on the channel each month. It helps us go to events like the Motor City Fox Fest and to do muffler videos and buy mufflers to give away and shit like that. So guys, I appreciate you guys in green every month, you know, for helping us out on the channel. Thank you so much. If you guys want to check out the join button below, that's what we do. We do talk quite a bit in members chat. I do post a lot of stuff there that I don't post in open forum, usually with, you know, like stuff about Fox bodies, you know. So yeah, appreciate you, Jesse, for being a member for now 18 months. I think there's a number of members here in the chat. You know, all the guys in green, we see a green name. That's lovely. Try to do some pour your own water burnouts. Listen, I actually had somebody, Troy, talk a bunch of shit in one of my videos. They're like, oh, you know, you pour some water down, you're cheating. Why don't you, you know, do burnouts without brakes? And I'm like, then I have to go out on the road and I actually have to have somebody video me first gear, second gear, third gear, because that car will 100% burn out in pretty much every gear. I mean, fourth would be a little bit tough because it's a 1-to-1 gear, but once you're rolling, that shit's just going to be, you know, that smoke's just going to be flying anyway. So it's kind of funny. I'm like, listen, I can do a burnout in every gear. I just want to make a lot of smoke and have a little bit of fun on a burnout. Just let me have that, bro. Just let me have that shit, bro. I mean, I did run it out for like 100 feet, and I did do a Brody twice, but I only got the one on camera because it was off camera over here and shit. I mean, come on. Let's let me have it, bro. So it ain't cheating, man. I just want to make a lot of smoke. That's exactly, as soon as we get this Explorer axle together with the vibrant mufflers, I'm gonna do a killer burnout. And even if I break some shit, y'all gonna see it on video. I don't give a damn. I had some guy was commenting about that budget axle too. He's like, hey, make sure you video when it does fail. Ha ha ha. I'm like, yeah, right there, pal. See, even if it does fail, I don't care. I'll do another video and I'll build back better. Whatever. Now, that's not a political phrase either. That's a Foxbody building my shit phrase. That's what it is. Way to waste a good tire. Who, me? We got it. Listen, the tires that are on the back of my 10.5 the 10.5 Cobra reps, those need to be replaced soon anyway, so they're perfect. That's why we got the NVX or whatever on right now. We're enjoying them for now. Good night, Carlos. Good to see you, man. Burnouts are definitely a shitload of fun. People love them. So anyways, guys, got a couple of videos coming up. I appreciate you guys talking shit with me for about an hour and a half. Maybe we'll have a guest on. I would like to bring Brutal back to the channel. Maybe talk some Foxbody shit with my boy. You maybe bring Hanlon in here. Maybe bring Caleb. Maybe we'll have a couple guests here coming up soon. I don't know what their schedules are like, so you know that's hit or miss. Definitely enjoy doing live streams with you guys, and I appreciate what you guys do here for us as well on the channel, just by watching and being part of it. But live chats are always my favorite. Sundays are always my favorite. So it's a good way to kick off the week, and I appreciate you guys for talking some shit with me. Have a great week. Next week, we will see you after our, we're going to be taking a break with racing because I want to get back into doing a little more content. Got some good stuff coming up, and I want to focus on it. And plus my kids about go back to school too. So I want to spend a little bit of time with them for the summer too. So anyways, got a budget family. You got a budget family. Appreciate everybody for watching. We'll see you soon this week in some of the videos. Definitely see you next Sunday night. Appreciate you. See you soon.